Soul Blazer. Hey there everybody, thanks for joining me for Soul Blazer. Part of an unofficial trilogy by Quintet on the Super Nintendo. Wise men tell a tale late at night of a great king destroyed by the temptation of evil. The Friel Empire, as it was called in those days, was ruled by a powerful man, King Magdred. It seems most people thought the king was a fair and kind ruler. There were some, however, who felt the king himself was ruled by greed. One day, the king happened to overhear two guards talking about a man named Dr. Leo. Now, Dr. Leo was considered by all to be a great inventor and a genius. The king stayed up many nights wondering how he could use this great inventor to make him even more wealthy. All of a sudden, the king had an idea. He ordered his guards to capture Dr. Leo and bring him to the castle at once. Soon, Dr. Leo was brought to the castle. The king confined him in a small room and ordered him to invent a machine that would summon the king of evil, Death Toll. Dr. Leo finally completed the machine. The king instantly called upon Death Toll, hoping they might strike a deal. After many days, the deal was complete. The king would bring Death Toll all living creatures, and in return, Death Toll would give him a gold piece for each. One by one, all living creatures began to disappear. Soon, the world was completely empty. Two people were watching this catastrophe, the Master and you, his follower. The king was very foolish to be tempted by evil. However, I will give him another chance. You must go down to Earth and revive all the world, said the Master. On a ray of light you descended to Earth, a warrior sent to revive the living and punish evil. A Soul Blazer! And there you have it. That is the intro for the game Soul Blazer. Like I said, that's part of an unofficial trilogy with Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, and a game that wasn't released in America, Terranigma. That game is pretty good, though. When you get started here, get a new save file going. A voice came from above. My follower, since you will be able to speak with all living things, you should have a name. Please choose a name for yourself. And of course, I shall be Silver. Silver, what an interesting name. Alright, go and save the world for all creatures. And that's pretty much it. Game is pretty basic as far as gameplay goes. It's this 3/4 overhead view. What happens is you have these little monster layers, which are the little circle where the monsters will keep regenerating from. Once you kill all the monsters, the layer will disappear. It will become a switch that you step on. Those switches will trigger a variety of things. All the creatures that have been captured and by Death Toll are sealed away in monster lairs. Just as you have set me free, you must free everyone. Even the release of a small tree or creature, they will aid you in your quest. Here, take this. Now I will join you. I am a magician, so I can use all types of magic. I will use my skill to help you. Remember this, I need gems in order to use magic. When you set me free, the monsters left some small spheres of gold. This is what a gem looks like. Alright, let's get to work and revive the world. Something about the grassy valley. I wasn't planning on doing the voices when I started recording the footage, so I didn't leave a whole lot of time. So this is either going to be really embarrassing or very hilarious. Maybe both. That whole field is empty. Silver heard a small voice. There are many creatures being held in the underground castle. If you release those creatures, the village will be reconstructed. Thanks, fake Flowey. Flowey circa 1992, 94. Yeah, this whole thing is very reminiscent of Gauntlet. I just remember a lot of Gauntlet, enemies coming from all over the place. This game is from Enix, the people who made the game ActRaiser. So you'll notice, if you were an ActRaiser fan like I was, you'll notice a lot of the same sound effects. I always kind of consider this part, it's supposed to be an unofficial trilogy with this and the two other games, Illusion of Gaia and Terra Enigma. To be honest, I kind of feel like this game is part of the ActRaiser world as well. It's the master and then you're the assistant, I guess you would say, or apprentice. But if you played in ActRaiser, your action character was the master, who was essentially God, and then your helper was a little angel that would fly around. So I kind of imagine that this is the angel. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of backstory for the character as a person, other than this is the master's aid. I like the little song. Makes me feel like I've got work to do. We just got a medical herb back there. The way the medical herbs in this game work is when you have an item, you equip it to one of your slots, to the item slot. If you have it equipped when you run out of health, the herb will automatically regenerate all your health. You can only hold one at a time, though. Alright, come over here. The Jewel wants to have some words with me. I will give you some advice. Don't forget to equip the things that you wish to use, or they will not work. Silver received XP, or EXP. Would I like to return to the Grass Valley? No, thank you. I've got work to do. The best thing you can do in these areas is to go as far as you can. That'll unlock as many things as possible, and then when you go back to the town, you're more likely to have unlocked more things and reduce your amount of backtracking. I need a miracle if I'm going to survive with my health like that. You gotta be careful, it's easy to get kind of careless in this game. Yeah, I didn't mention it earlier, but if you see it, I'm restoring the people, which is also restoring the buildings. Whenever you step on one of the switches and it restores something back in the town, you get 1 or 2 life. So that's going to help me out a little bit. Gems for my magic, but to be honest, the magic has only limited uses at this point. That orb that's surrounding me is the magician, so that's where all my magic is going to come out of. But since it rotates around me pretty randomly, it's not the most effective form of magic. There once was a water mill here before the village was destroyed. I hear there is a man in the mill who runs the elevator to the something something. Don't worry, you're not missing anything critical there. it's easier just to unlock everything rather than skip monster layers that don't mean anything. Which means you're going to unlock a lot of characters who are going to tell you things you already know or really don't need to know, because either way you're going to find out. You know, that guy in the mill that runs the elevator, you're going to need to unlock him no matter what. So it's not like you can beat the game without him. Doesn't seem like much of a bridge to need a guard. I'll have to bring that up to him later. I like to keep that health low. Keep you all on your toes. On the edge of your seat, I should say. I should hopefully be near, there we go, level up. When you level up, you get all your health back. The Dream Rod. We'll find out what that is later. Truth be told, I've played this game a couple of times, but this playthrough is going to be the first time that I actually get through the whole game. I know I played further into Illusion of Gaia, and Terranigma I actually played a good chunk of. But this game, I haven't really played a whole lot of it. You know, I bought it years ago and it sits on my shelf. Nice and basic. You're going to see a lot of that. It's a good way to get yourself locked into a position. The enemies will come to you. I'm walking back here just to show you that pathway is just a path to the beginning. Basically a shortcut, so that when you leave and you have to come back, obviously you don't have to go all the way through everything again. When you come back, the monster layers will still be dead, but there are certain kinds of enemies that will linger. Not to mention the fact that it's just a long walk. That's the man at the old mill. Darn it! This stupid wheel. It's so hard to turn. Take that, drops of water. I am an elevator invented by Dr. Leo. I cannot move unless the watermill is turning. Thank you, living elevator. I mean, I know that I was told in the beginning of the game that I could speak to all living things, but the elevator I didn't imagine to be alive and talk to me. Alright, so that was as far as we could advance in the dungeon area. So now the best thing to do is to go around and check everybody, every person that you unlocked, every place that you opened up. I feel so lonely. How about being one of my children? No. Well, that's too bad. Mysterious rocking chair all by itself. I've said yes to her to be one of your children. Doesn't change anything. Hello, may I help you? Oh, you're the one who released me. Whenever you use your medical herb, come back, and I'll give you another one. I got that herb. Okay. See, I didn't even have it equipped, so all that time, I could have died, and that would have been the end of it. I guess it's not really necessary to guard such a small bridge. See? Rotating this wheel will move the elevator in the underground castle. I'm too weak to turn this wheel. Will you do it for me? This is the wheel. Would you like to try and turn it? Success! Oh, no wonder. I was turning it the wrong way. By the way, don't you think this watermill is great? Yeah, it's great if you know how to work it. I mean, there's two directions. If it wasn't working one direction, try the other one. Just going over making sure I got everything that I unlocked. I think that ivy is the last of it. I am watching over the world. Please take this. Silver receives some exp. Very much desired piece of armor right there. And yeah, as you can see, you find swords, armor. Pretty standard action adventure. With this hard-working little song right there. Graphically, I think it's pretty impressive. I love the water effect. Nothing to write home about, but gets the job done. It's funny, it says an old man, but his sprite doesn't look that old. I only discovered this game a couple of years ago, and it's too bad. This is the kind of game I definitely would have loved to play. Back in the old days when I had a lot more time to play some of these games. Games like Alundra on PlayStation 1, I think it's called Newtopia on TurboGrafx. I love playing stuff like that. Shining Wisdom on the Sega Saturn. I love that game. There are a few moments where magic comes in handy. Moments like that, it's easier to get down and get to those torches with the magic spells. Once again, position yourself just right and they come right to you. Good thing you freed the person that's asleep. I'm sure we'll find some way to communicate with them. Just one flower. So you get those big gems every once in a while. It seems like there's 3 different sizes to them. So you can do most of this game with the sword, so the gems won't be crucial. But there are a few moments where you definitely want to have a bunch of them. And then there are some spells later on that work very well. That's it. Come to me. They won't all be this easy, but it's definitely nice to have a little bit of a break. Alright. I think we got a little more to go down here. This can be a little bit of a pain. Yay! Level up means slightly stronger. A little more health. So how was everybody's Valentine's Day while I clean up these little bugs? Because every Switch is just going to unlock another one. What did you guys do? Did you spend time with someone you love, or was that someone you love you? I remember in the old days when I wasn't married, when I was single, I would take Valentine's Day and I would go out for myself. Go out to the store, get me something, get me a new game or something like that. Go to the movies. Yeah, I know it seems sort of hokey, but the reality is we're supposed to love who we are. You're supposed to be somebody that you like, someone you enjoy and would want to spend some time with. And the best thing you can do is to, when it comes time for Valentine's Day, treat yourself like you are that person. I hope that's what everybody did. And if you didn't, take this next weekend. Maybe do that for yourself. Head out there and go see a movie. Go see Deadpool just came out. If that's something you might be into seeing. Pick up a new game. Do something just to tell you that you're happy with yourself. And if you're not happy with yourself, maybe think about what you need to do to change that. I know it's supposed to be lighthearted fun here, playing these games and talking, but every once in a while these things, they're important to realize. Sometimes what we need is an outside source to tell us these things. Like a tulip that talks. Damn conveyor belts. There we go. Yeah, just a little further to go here. Now that's one of those gems. Those gems are usually going to give us a way to head back to the town, but I don't want to do that just yet. Ah, ghost! The ghost! Yeah, I missed one monster lair, so I want to head back and get that. Then I can come back and take that gem that'll take me right back to the town. That just opens up the shortcut back. Which is, I shouldn't say just, because when I start to head back here, that's going to be very convenient. I'm going to be very happy that I went back for that. This is the heart of the underground castle. You may meet many monsters that cannot be defeated with that sword. You will be able to save those creatures once you return with the correct sword. You know what? This time I would like to return to the Grass Valley.